Los Angeles, California, where the mad scientist party hour. Can't even hear it.
Hello there, friends! Welcome back to another episode of Mad Scientist Party Hour. My name is Kevin Kraft, joined by a man who has offered up his pants and undies as collateral and is betting that jacking his boner off won't get us kicked off of YouTube. That's Jeff Clark.
Love gambling. What's up, everyone?
And beaming to us from the Eagles locker room, the bearded human fleshlight stress reliever of the NFL, Shuddy Boy.
Yo, I'm not very enthused about that one.
Oh, come on. If it was like, if the Eagles were in the Super Bowl and like the only thing that would get them to win was whoever the quarterback is has to like just give you a quick pounding in the whole bungus, you wouldn't offer that up to support the team? You homophobe?
No, I wouldn't, because I have a feeling Jalen Hurts is packing some serious heat.
Yeah, his last name isn't Hurts for nothing.
It would have to be Hurts that Thunder fucked you.
He said the quarterback.
I thought it was the opposing team, not of your team.
Oh, that's actually an interesting wrinkle. So, like, if your horrible anus, Shuddy Boy, enticed one of the bad guys, and him thrashing your bungus made their team play worse, and the Eagles were able to swoop in and get a win because of it.
No, still no.
Yeah.
Never knew you were such a homophobe, Shuddy. That's disappointing.
Oh, stop. Jeff wouldn't do that to get his Giants to win the Super Bowl.
Yes, I
he,
would.
He said he would blow.
No, you fuck.
He would blow somebody to get a Giants.
Listen, I'm not
win.
going to argue with you about this, but I would.
Man. I mean, wasn't there some sort of football thing you had to oh no, it was a weed thing, right? That you were saving for the main episode, Jeff?
Well, it just
Smoking blunts with his mom.
Yeah, more or less just my mom's visit to Casa de la Clark this past weekend. She and her boyfriend flew into town for my brother's girlfriend's 30th birthday party, which was a fiesta, a Mexican banger. My brother's girlfriend invited like 70 people to this birthday party.
Whoa.
Back house in her, or the backyard of her house, and she got like a taco guy, so like I don't know, a couple to just make tacos the whole time. They made like homemade pozole. I think I said that right? Pozole? I don't know. The Mexican soup. And it was quite the little fucking throwdown. It was a lot of fun. But my mom stayed in town, and you asked me, or my mom stayed with us, and you asked me about the last time I smoked a blunt, which was when I visited upstate New York for a wedding, and my mom was also in town. Me and my mom smoked a blunt, and she almost only smokes blunts or smoked blunts when she smoked pot. But she's on the weed wagon now, and she quit smoking pot.
Whoa. Any particular reason?
It's for her new job. Now.
So how do you feel about your mom being a quitter?
Oh, I hate it. And I gave her a lot of shit about it the entire weekend. Try to get her to break the rules and smoke some pot, fall off the wagon, so to speak.
You tried to get her to break edge?
Yeah.
Yeah, what did she get? Does she work for the CIA now or something?
Fuck. Dude, she's working the same job she's always worked, just as like a fucking payroll administrator for a construction company. Because it's a construction company, I guess everyone there based on she lives in Virginia now, based on Virginia law, like is eligible for a random drug test. And she had to take a drug test when she first applied and first got the job, but she told them that she frankly was going to fail. And like her boss was like, all right, whatever, you don't have to take it then, which should kind of, in my mind, like open her up to like breaking the rule more
frequently.
Yeah, or be more willing to break the rule, you would think, because like if her boss like knows she smokes pot or did smoke pot and test her, then maybe she'll never get tested, or maybe if there were a way to test coming up, she wouldn't give her the test. Maybe she does.
Jeff, can you give us like a delivery of one of your drops?
Why is the audio coming through all fucked up?
Oh, it is.
It was much crazier before, and it would have been funny if there was like a.
You said that you have like the Google Nest, right? You guys got one of the. That can't be set up right.
It is. My brother is good at this sort of stuff.
Get Cheech back on it.
Oh, we don't. We wouldn't trust Cheech or that sort of thing. That's a Bill move right there. And plus, Bill wouldn't trust me with that sort of thing either. So I'm gonna have to get the fucking chief technical officer of the Casa de la Clark on the matter. Anyways, so my mom told me she was gonna fly out only for 2 days for my brother's girlfriend's birthday party. I was like, Mom, why don't you?
That's a tricky flight. I did that. I used to do that from time to time when I first moved out to LA because I was so homesick. It was just like, fuck it, I'll just fly out for the weekend, and it got so exhausting because, flying from LA to New York, it's technical. I mean, it's essentially 8 hours because it's a 5-hour flight and then the 3-hour time difference. So a lot of times if I had to work on Friday and then catch a flight, I wouldn't land until like the middle of the night Saturday. And then I would have to leave kind of early on Sunday. And it was just like, oh, fuck. This is not only expensive, but very time consuming. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a fucking nightmare. And she was coming from Virginia, so it wasn't a straight flight, right? She had a layover in Denver and then flew into Long Beach. But I was like, Mom, why don't you guys come out for like the holidays and stay a little longer? And she's like, well, with my new job, I might have to work some holidays. I was like, oh, all right.
Damn.
And we're in the same conversation, mind you, where she's telling me that she just quit smoking pot for this job. And we continue on a little further, and she's talking about just like how, I'm in payroll, so I can see what everyone's making. And it's kind of crazy. She's like, I make more money than a lot of the people that work in the office. But I mean, I'm still, and this is what she said, but I'm still making a lot less money than when I worked in New York, which computes, right? Yeah. It's like Virginia to New York, whatever. But like at that point, I just start like laughing at her and just start like uncontrollably laughing. I'm like, Mom, like, hold on. Let me just say this back to you. So you're really excited about your job, but you make less money. You might have to work the holidays and you gave up weed. Like, Mom, I'm going to shoot you straight. This sounds like the terrible life decision. Just terrible. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about and why you could possibly think this is a good thing. So I was hoping to break her a little bit when she visited, but she held strong.
How many suitcases of baked goods did she bring?
0. Yeah. Very disappointing about that. She'll probably send us a Christmas package though, like she usually does. And that's a great
She's
point.
Not smoking pot anymore, and she didn't bring baked goods. Jeff, I would have just put her back. I would have just put her back on the fucking plane.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. If I had to drive her to LAX, I would have. I would have been like, you know what, get a fucking Uber. You're not worth the drive back to that airport.
Oh, police! This woman just said she has a bomb. And you just peace out.
Yeah. So I was pretty disappointed that I couldn't smoke pot with my mom when she was in town. And she was pretty disappointed that she couldn't smoke pot. I was like, Mom, why don't you just fucking break the rules? I mean, the job sucks anyways. You don't make that much money. If they knew beforehand that you smoked pot and they like you and you build a good relationship with your boss, they're probably not going to forget. And B, if you get popped for a random drug test, they'll probably just tell you ahead of time you could flush your pee out.
I feel like the likelihood of an office worker getting a random drug test for a construction company is very slim.
Very slim.
I feel like that's more for like the people on job sites,
right,
to prevent injury and insurance and workman's comp claims.
But if I could play devil's advocate,
go for it.
I also know what it's like to have, what are the odds of that? And then it happens.
Wait, don't apply your Kevin Kraft Kevin Kraft curse to this situation.
How dare you?
So bad it's spelled with a K. Remember that. Don't forget.
How fucking dare you? All I'm saying is I've been there. I've been where like the odds of this happening are fucking nothing, and then they happen, and it's like fuck. And I don't know. Who knows? Is it maybe your mom has found that life on the other side? Like it's actually not that bad without weed.
That's not what she said at all during the trip. She actually said the opposite.
She's itching her neck.
Yeah, she was fiending. She could hardly eat. I felt bad for her.
Do you guys have any CBD?
I mean, if she were operating a fucking crane or something, that would make sense. But she's hitting copy and paste into an Excel sheet. Like, it's not, you can do that high. And in fact, you probably should do that high.
I don't know. I remember, like, I haven't been... I used to remember, like, getting so disappointed when, like, someone wouldn't smoke weed with me, and, like if a friend was taking a break or just stopped smoking weed, it would be like, oh, man, I can't fucking smoke weed with you anymore. But I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've become such a pussy and my tolerance is so awful that it's like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Jeff, if you stop smoking weed, I don't think that would really bum me out. I would probably make fun of you a little bit just because it's my duty on the show, but in all reality, I wouldn't be bummed out.
No, I get that, but I mean, I don't know, how often do we even see each other in person, hang out in person? Maybe once every few months. So like either one of us making like a...
Yeah, especially since you bailed on being in John Cooper. You missed that opportunity.
Jesus fucking Christ. So I don't know. Us like if I quit drinking or started eating healthy, it really wouldn't affect you that often, or vice versa. I mean, I'd be probably a grumpy person and I'd be far less cool, but it wouldn't be a deal breaker. I don't think.
You can't afford to be any less cool.
Yeah, I don't have enough cool to shave off.
Yeah, you.
Man, speaking of being grumpy and eating healthy,
I was just gonna say you dropped something on the when we did queef or no queef.
Yeah, so before we started shooting John Cooper, I realized that it had been a minute since I've gotten a physical, so I was just like, all right, let me just get ahead of this, get it out of the way, go get a physical. It's been like, I don't know, 2 years or something, and they took blood work from me, and I remember just going to the doctor, getting a physical, and they do the blood work right there. And now it seems like you have to make 2 trips. So it's like, it's no longer a one-stop shopping. You have to make an appointment, go see the doctor. They do their shit. Then they give you a referral. You have to make another appointment to go get blood drawn at a different place on a different day.
Kevin, I don't know that we should be discussing the American healthcare system. We should stay in our lane. and not talk about how it's a big business.
Let's talk about the hummus instead.
I don't know what the hell Shuddy's getting at, but anyway, so I go in to get my blood work done, and I tell the woman who's there to take the blood, I was like, yeah, I kind of have shy veins. I'm sitting there doing making a ball with my fist, trying to get something to pop up. She's like, don't worry, I'll get it. So she ties me off, just like one of those heroin tie-offs. And she's like slapping the vein, nothing's coming up. So she just jams the needle in. She's just like, I think I feel a vein somewhere in this area. Stab. Puts the little cartridge in that makes the blood start shooting out, and nothing happens. So her next course of action was to go like this, like it's a fucking Atari joystick, and just digs around in my arm until the blood starts spurting. And I'm just sitting there like, ow, 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 fucking ow.
You're going to make me faint just thinking about that.
And she finally gets it, and she hit the fucking Old Faithful vein because those cartridges she was putting in that little tube were filling up so quick. It was just like bloop, 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 bloop. Change it out, change it out, change it out. So it took a few weeks to get the results. So I was actually on set, and I get a call from the doctor's office. And they're like, yeah, we have your results. We need to make an appointment for you to come in. And I'm like, oh, come in. Can't you just tell me over the phone? And she's like, yeah, we can do that. And I'm thinking she's just going to tell me right then and there. And she's like, all right, we have to make an appointment for you to talk to the doctor over the phone.
Oh, my God.
Fucking Christ. So I was on set. It was like a lunch break. So I'm just like, you know what? Let's make it for the Tuesday the following week when I'm done with all the shit and my schedule's a little bit more free. So the doctor calls me, and she's like, all right, let's go over your blood work. So everything looks good. Your sodium levels look good. You know, you have great blood pressure, and all this stuff is good. Then she's like, a couple things we have to talk about. You're a little vitamin deficient, so you're going to have to start taking vitamin D and vitamin B12 supplements every day. And I was like, all right, whatever. A couple more pills to swallow in the morning. That's fine. Whatever. Let's do it.
Wait, how many pills do you swallow every morning?
2 Zyrtec, so I don't break out in hives. I have to take 2 Zyrtec every day to keep the hives at bay. And
do you have one of those pill?
No,
one of those pill case things that you have to fill up for every day of the week, and that's how you know which ones to take.
I used to, but I might now that I have to incorporate more pills into my routine.
Why don't you use that anymore?
It just got to a point where I wasn't using it. I was just too lazy to fill it up, and I don't know. I'm pretty good at remembering to take my shit, so I don't know. I'll save that for when I'm in my 70s. But she was like, the one thing that is causing concern is your cholesterol. She was like, your cholesterol is so high that we had to do another panel and analyze your blood a little further to make sure your arteries and your heart valves and stuff aren't swollen. And she's like, they're good for now. She's like, but you're in deep shit. You have to make changes or else your heart is in deep, deep trouble. And I was like, fuck me. And I don't know if I told you guys this story, but when we did the overnight shoot for the movie, when we wrapped, it was 6 a.m, I think. And I was kind of just doing that thing where, me and the producers and the assistant directors got together and we're talking about, the next day, what scenes we had to shoot next, how the day went. Out of nowhere, I've always, myself and my sister, and I think we get this from my dad, we get these heart palpitations where out of nowhere, it feels like your heart stops for a second, and then just a thump, 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 real quick to catch up. And it's always a very quick thing, and the second it starts, it kind of feels like when you go over a drop on a roller coaster. It's like you lose your breath a little bit, and then it just catches up, and then back to normal. out of nowhere, my heart went like, and it just kept going and going and going, and my face started tingling, and the room started spinning, and I was like, oh my god. I sat down. I'm like, this is how I die. I die right here on set.
Do the guy, your fellow filmmakers notice you're going through this?
Yeah, they were like, dude, what's going on? What's going on? Talk to us. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. And I'm sure it, because it was really, really fucking scary. And, kind of like when an earthquake hits, it feels like it's going on for an eternity, but in reality, it was like 10 seconds. It was like my heart had an earthquake. It was just like, it's really, really fucking scary, especially because of my face getting tingly and the room spinning and stuff and getting lightheaded from it. I was like, I think I might have just had a heart attack. I don't know, but that's never happened to me before, and that was truly terrifying. And they're like, you've been chugging coffee all day. Overnights are tough. You're probably not drinking enough water. You're probably a little dehydrated. Just, let us know if it happens again or gets worse. And it didn't. I don't know if that was just because the overnight kicked my ass so much and I was dehydrated and I was stressed out and all the other factors. But
that's what it sounds like. And the dogs sound like they need water. I'll be right back.
Oh, speaking of dehydrated. But yeah, it was.
Me and you buddy.
It freaked me the fuck out. I'm not gonna lie. Because when my dad died, it was it wasn't just one thing. It took like the medical planets aligning to take him down. He was in a coma. He had the pulmonary fibrosis. He had a lot of damage to his internal organs. I think when he got COVID years ago, he got hospitalized from it and it fucked his lungs up. So, that on top of pulmonary fibrosis. And, while he was in the coma, he had a heart attack, like all these things. It was just seriously everything in the world trying to take him out. And he never had the greatest heart in the world, and I don't think I do either. I mean, I've got good blood pressure. I can't explain all the other shit, but like...
Yeah, it's like weird. You would think like you would have bad blood pressure if you had some, I don't know, heart issues.
If your cholesterol was that bad, you would think your blood pressure would be high because your stuff was starting to clog.
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean, I remember going to the doctor years ago and he took my blood pressure and he was like, "Holy shit!" He's like, "You're gonna live forever." I was like, "Oh shucks, I bet you say that to all the girls." But that was
hold on, because you've gotten bad medical analysis or feedback, whatever, before. Is there a chance they could be wrong?
Yeah, I mean, there's always a chance. But
I mean,
I've always had high cholesterol, but it's never been like this before. It's never been where I had to have like a talking to. It's always like, yeah, your cholesterol's a little high, but just chill out on the pork and the bacon and you'll be fine. My sister has high cholesterol. My mom has high cholesterol. Every time the three of us goes to the doctors, they're like, yeah, you got high cholesterol. This was the first time she's like, yeah, you're good for now, but I was surprised that with how high your cholesterol is that there aren't bigger issues. So she was like, you have to cut out all high cholesterol stuff like pork, sausage, processed meats, egg yolks. Like you have to change your diet. You have to go to a low cholesterol, low fat diet, or else.
Is this your way of telling us you're going to become a vegan?
No. You can eat chicken with high cholesterol. Fish. I've been eating a lot more fish since I got that call. But yeah, I know.
What kind of fish?
Tilapia.
Mackerel.
Can you have shrimp at Tafui? But I told Carl this because she, as you know, Jeff, loves to bake, and she makes a lot of cookies. she's always whipping up batches of and like finding recipes online and making different types of cookies. But she was like, "Oh, I guess I got to stop baking you all that stuff, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I gotta really chill out on butter. Like butter is gonna fuck
She
me
didn't
up."
have to stop baking me that stuff though.
The doctor told me I gotta like anytime I cook with oil to use canola oil because all the other stuff will fuck my heart up and my cholesterol. She's like, God damn, man! Like I didn't even get to.
Did you weigh in on avocado oil?
I did. I asked about that, and she was like, avocado oil is sort of middle in the road because I guess avocado
There is a lot of fat in it.
Yeah, it's fatty. So she was like, it's kind of middle in the road, but in all honesty, I would just stick to canola oil and not fuck with the avocado.
No olive, no avocado, no. That's all I'm at. How about sesame oil? Did you ask her that? Because that's delicious with Asian foods.
It is, but I think sesame oil is real bad for you. I think sesame oil is like loaded with saturated fat or some shit.
See, I was going to use that in a few minutes or after the podcast. But I mean, I'm going to power through regardless, but it does make me think about that more. I figured it was healthier because it was like that's like the Asian oil. I was like, those guys are much healthier than Americans.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
clearly that doesn't matter.
That was a huge bummer. Like I got to make big changes or I'm going to fucking croak. But might help me win this weight loss contest. Smoking you two pussies.
Yeah, we're super into the loss contest. Forgot about it. Shuddy's lapping us right now, and this motherfucker was working out while we were doing a podcast when you were away.
No, I'm just laughing at you turning into a robot.
I have kind of hit the brakes on it. I'm staying, but I have not put enough distance between you and myself and you guys. So
I'm gonna get Dom to fucking put a case of Baja Blast on your doorstep.
I have 2 cases in the house that are unopened.
Oh wow!
Don't they
Some
just
discipline
sound
right there?
Delicious? I mean, you know that refreshing when you open it,
and
that delicious first sip.
I'm aware. I am aware.
Kevin's playing for keeps right now.
All those bubbles dancing as you're down your throat when you swallow. Yeah, Shuddy's out. Shuddy's off of it.
It's all good. It was fun while it lasted.
Yeah.
So, are you just eating like a lot of salads right now? You said fish. I mean, I felt like you had a pretty good diet run for a few months there.
I know, and it wasn't enough.
Did you tell them your like current food schedule? And they're like, all right, that's you're heading in the right direction. Or were they just like, they just gave you the foods you can eat?
No, it was more or less just like, yeah, you know, you got to just eat better. You got to have less cheat meals, less snacks, less butter. Like butter is the big shit, just because it's in fucking everything, you know? It's even in pasta. And then whatever sauces you put on pasta have even more butter in it. Like everything is just jam-packed with butter.
You love butter. You love pasta.
I do, and I love popcorn. So now when I go to the movies, I got to fucking chill out on popcorn, which really is a kick right to the pee hole.
But by chill out, does that mean like because you go to the movies a lot?
Yeah.
Let's say like once a week, right? At least.
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm sure you got something new to review this week, right?
I do.
So if you just do, would you do once a month for popcorn, or is that too frequently?
I don't know.
Too frequent?
I mean, I'm not gonna just eat fucking leaves and mulch for the rest of my life. There will be times where I'll break the rules, and I'm pretty sure my body will be able to process it and won't murder me for it having popcorn. But It's one of those things where I gotta be careful because it's like if I have, it's like once a month I'll just get some popcorn and like I'll get ice cream and have some pasta. Then it's just like, all right, I'm loading up on the cholesterol. I gotta really pick and choose my cheats. You know,
one thing leads to another, and you're sucking dick in Poop Slime Alley for some margarine.
I don't think Giz has a lot of cholesterol in it, so I might be safe there.
I mean, for it.
Oh.
Not.
Wait, why? Whose dick am I sucking so I can have butter?
Just
somebody
saying,
in Poop Slime Alley.
Yeah, I don't know.
I followed it, Jeff. I followed it.
I mean, if I really want butter that bad, I'll just walk to Ralph's and buy some. I'm not going to suck some guy's dick.
You're a homophobe now, huh?
We can't lose any more Patreon subscribers because of that stuff, Kevin. So why don't you tone it down?
F you.
This sounds like I would get a second opinion.
Yeah?
Before making all these life changes. I just can't fathom that your cholesterol is that high, and if it is, that you're going to be able to do anything about it. Because I'm not around you constantly, but there's no way with your weight and stuff that you're eating that shitty that it should be that big of a concern.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to counter that. I don't have any medical training, so.
Neither do I, but that's why I would just.
All I know is that news.
Maybe your blood samples got switched with a 70-year-old obese man.
Yeah,
I mean, could be, but everything else was pretty fine except for the 2 vitamins that I'm not getting enough of, I guess.
I'll say to you what I said to my mom about her whole weed prohibition. In 5 years, if your cholesterol doesn't get better, and what I said to her is, if you don't get drug tests in the next 5 years, are you going to feel bad about all those blunts you didn't smoke or cheeseburgers you didn't eat?
I mean, not particularly, because
I am cheeseburgers. Okay.
I am 41. I mean, this is the point in life where you either have to work on your self-maintenance a little bit or just let yourself go. And, we talked about this on a previous episode, going back on Facebook to promote the movie a little bit and get some early excitement. I'm seeing some of my fellow classmates who I am shocked, quite frankly, that I'm the same age as these people. And it's like, oh, this really is coming down to crunch time, whether you want to age gracefully or just fucking ride it out and be like, I'm fucking ready. Take me, Lord. I'm eating this fucking pie in one hand and this stick of deep fried butter in the other, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I know what you mean there. And you're going into, like, you're trying to career in this. Is my
Yeah, you just got scrambled to fuck. You're probably better now, though.
You're trying to get into show. So.
Somebody has to have some sort of jammer in your apartment complex. There's no way.
Yeah, is it the gardeners who control the vibrating butt plug in your ass?
It's the remote. It's the remote, the wireless signal from the butt plug. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of which, there is am I still all robotic?
No, you're good.
No.
There's a whole bunch of like apartments in my little hood, right? So when you look at like for the other Wi-Fi networks, there's a Wi-Fi network. One of my neighbors titled it "Gay Overload."
Oh, get me on that one.
It's locked, so I can't even get in. I wanted to see what was so gay about it.
Yeah.
As soon as you sign in, you just get lemonparty.org. Just pops up, like automatically opens in your browser.
Well, I would like to take this quick opportunity while we have a moment of silence to promote our friend Miguel, who was the co-host of MSPH with me for the first, 12 episodes or so. But he has been working on writing his book, and it is completed after years and years of work, and it's currently available on Amazon. So if you want to support the homie, it's called Gossiping Ghosts and Classless Vampires. You can get it on Amazon. I haven't had a chance to read it yet just because, things have been a little hectic. But looking forward to cracking that open and supporting the homie. Miguel's a really good dude. He and I have been talking a lot lately. He was actually like, dude, when you rap and you have a life again, treat yourself to Final Fantasy 16. Like, ever since Miguel and I were kids, we were obsessed with Final Fantasy games. So I took him up on his word, and I bought... I went to GameStop, because, what's it called? Dumb money was making me feel nostalgic. So I went to GameStop and bought a copy of Final Fantasy 16. And I'm looking forward to that game consuming my soul for a little bit while I catch my breath post principal photography and while I'm in this dead space waiting for the editor to get the stuff. But anyway, I digress. Off on a rant. Check out Miguel's book, Gossiping Ghosts and Classless Vampires, on Amazon if you're a reader.
It's not like an autobiography, or is it?
No, it's fiction.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And
Nice
we're
plug.
promoting homie stuff, I think there's still a couple tickets left for Dustin's special. That's this weekend, Saturday the 14th in Bellflower. So you can get your tickets at the Stand Up Comedy Club. Just Google the Stand Up Comedy Club, Bellflower, or Dustin Ibarra, and get tickets. I will 100% be there. Carl and I got our tickets. Jeff, you going to be there?
Yeah, me and Cheech are gonna go. Cheech is my date.
Nice.
So look forward to it. When does it start again?
I think 8 p.m.
It's on a Saturday, huh?
Oh,
Okay.
I do have to watch curling at that time.
College football.
The USC Notre Dame game is that night, but I'll be able to work around it.
Oh, man, that's really conflicting with my ladies' Quidditch championship. Oh,
I was actually going to ask you if you wanted to come to Long Beach and have some dinner beforehand, but now with this diet you're on, I'm not sure if I want you to come have dinner with me.
Look, man, every restaurant has healthy shit, which I'm unfortunately learning through this whole fucking bullshit. Ugh.
So that means no more going to Moza.
Well, I mean, it's not like Moza was a regular thing. I'm not going to fucking Michelin star restaurants on the reg.
I was thinking we can order a porterhouse for me, you, Carl, and Cheech. Couple fixins with it, but I guess it'll just be for me, Carl, and Cheech, not you. You'll have to get a side salad.
Well, look,
You
man.
should just go to Korean barbecue and do exclusively pork belly.
How fucking dare you?
Man,
Look, I thought Shuddy
This is
Boy was my
terrible.
friend, and he just wants to murder me.
technically, it sounds like he's trying to talk you into murdering yourself. Really, just your heart
Come on, do
murdering you.
Come on, do it. Don't be a pussy. Eat some bacon rack steaks.
Some nice crispy fried pancetta.
Look, it's not off the table for good. I mean, you've never been to Musso and Frank, right, Jeff?
No.
No?
I mean, I would do I haven't eaten my last steak. I will eat a steak again, 100%. It's just
Thank
I
God.
gotta pick and choose my battles. You know, I would like
Oh.
to live past my 40s and 50s and make some more movies and stuff. I just got my fucking foot in the door. I can't die now. I got big
Yeah.
plans. By the way, people do
You
keep
got
asking me,
Oscars to win.
and I guess I'll just say it here again, just because I get a lot of questions. I can at least answer it for the Puminati. So as far as where the movie's going to end up, I don't really know. I talked to one of the producers while we were on set, and I made some sort of comment about how, with our SAG deal, we can only go to streaming. And he was like, actually, the deal we ended up signing does allow for theatrical. So I have no fucking idea. It's basically going to come down to how long it takes for post-production until we're picture locked and the movie is 100% completed to kind of see where we are, like what month that falls in. And if we have a finished movie and there's some pretty cool festivals coming up, like I would love to get into South by Southwest. And I think it's in March, which would fit the timeline. So it's like once we get the movie finished, it's like, all right, do we want to try to just rush this and sell it to a streamer like Tubi or Freevee or something? Or do we want to wait a few months, try and get it into a festival, see if we can get some interest in it? So it really just comes down to how things play out once it's picture locked. So I really don't know. I would love to be able to tell you, yeah, it's going to be in theaters, or you can go to this website and buy a Blu-ray of it or stream it here. It's just, this is also all uncharted territory for myself. So believe me, I'll be shouting it from the fucking rooftops once I have an answer. But as for now, it's going to take a few months before I know where the movie's fate lies. And it also, depending on what the movie sells for, if it sells for big and it's successful, my next move could be a little bit of a step up. If it sells and makes its money back and a tiny bit more and goes to one of the free streamers, I might have to try and live in this budget a little while, the same budget range. And then I would have to...
At least to prove that you could operate in that budget.
Yeah. And I did have, one of the producers was telling me, they're like, dude, like the hardest thing is making your first movie. And once you've proven that you can make one, it's a lot easier to get funding. People will be more interested in your next project. Because, if you look at, even if, I'm not saying that it's going to, I'm very confident with the performances that the actors put in and the way all the crew did. I think it is going to turn out to be a really funny movie. But you never know. It is within the realm of possibility that it turns out to be a stinker, and you have to prepare for that stuff. So, like, if in this bizarro world chance that it does stink, people make multiple shitty movies. So, like, people keep cranking them out. I don't know what the hell point I'm trying to make right now is.
You lost me.
Do you think the Greasy Strangler made money?
Yeah. Because it had like a big cult following, and I really enjoyed Greasy Strangler. And the follow-up, An Evening with Beverly Luff Linn with Craig Robinson and Aubrey Plaza, that movie makes me fucking piss myself. I've gone back and rewatched it on Netflix, and that like same creative team. And I'm pretty sure that was a big step up in budget as well. So, all right, let's move on to something else, because I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just fucking...
Yeah, you went from plugging Miguel to plugging yourself to after plugging your heart. Just, I don't know what we're doing here.
You guys watch any movies?
Fuck no.
Nothing new, nothing current that you're not gonna razz me about.
Yeah, I just wasted a couple of rent checks on football this weekend. Should have went to the movies instead.
Yikes. I did stumble across something that could be a good movie for you and Dom, Shuddy.
Oh?
It appears that Peacock got the exclusive streaming rights to Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And let's just say
Dom's already watched it, I'm sure.
Wow. That is right up the alley of what the fuck did I just watch?
The 5-dicker for Dom.
Let's see.
Speaking of movie successes, that movie had a budget of $100,000 and made $5 million in just its theatrical run. So I don't know what Peacock paid for it to get the rights, but I'm sure that was a pretty penny. So anybody who had any points in Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, made out like a fucking bandit.
It is on Dom's watch list. He has not watched it yet. However, the great Pudini has watched it, has rated it, and is on the opposite end of the spectrum of you, Kevin.
Yeah, I saw that.
According to the great Pudini, this is a 4.5 dick movie.
I mean, Pudini's got a little bit of Dom in him.
A little bit of Dom.
I like how you said that. All right, hold on.
I see
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
I see the reviews that he gets. So we talked about this a while ago, Jeff, because Winnie the Pooh is so old that it entered public domain. So
yeah,
kind of like Peter Pan, nobody owns the rights to it, so it's a free-for-all. Anybody can make Peter Pan content. Anybody can make Winnie the Pooh content. And this guy was just like, oh, it's up for grabs. We're going to make a slasher movie where Winnie the Pooh just murders people. And I kind of thought it would go, because it's such a fucking silly premise, that it would be a sillier movie. But no, it was trying to be very serious with some less than stellar acting involved and a very goofy script. And like, what I don't understand is they have the whole fucking thing. Like they set this backstory up in the movie, like when Christopher Robin went away to college and left these talking animals alone, they couldn't figure out how to fend for themselves and went back to being feral. And they cannibalized Eeyore and ate him. They stopped talking. But the only people you see in the movie are Winnie the Pooh and Piglet. Like, there's no owl, there's no Kanga, no Roo, no Tigger.
Well,
take it easy.
They might not be in public domain.
Well, they do mention them in the whole backstory before the movie starts.
Oh, they do mention them by name?
Yeah, at least Owl. I forget who else, but there were some that got name dropped that never got shown. You only see Pooh and Piglet. And I mean, there's this one kill where Winnie the Pooh grabs this chick and just like rips her shirt off and then murders her. So like, it's just like Winnie the Pooh is just like, here you go, here's titties, everybody watching, and then kills the girl.
So Tigger is not in the public domain.
Ah, okay.
Pooh, Piglet, Kanga, Roo, Owl, Eeyore, and Christopher Robin are, because they came out in the Winnie the Pooh book in 1926.
Interesting.
Every horror movie that doesn't have Nugatos, I deduct a half dick automatically.
I need Nugatos.
I mean, you can't have a legitimate horror movie without some tatas. Actually, as I say that, I think about my favorite horror movie, Scream, which doesn't have titties. So there, I guess I'm a fucking.
I mean, it looks like this movie,
anyways,
gets fairly close to titties.
Winnie the Pooh? He said that.
Yeah, there are boobs in it.
Is it just those one? That one they're more.
I don't know what you said, but I think I can answer your question. It's literally just that. Like, he literally just, like, Winnie the Pooh pounces on this girl out of nowhere while she's hiding from him in a garage. Kind of like slaps her around a little bit. And then all of a sudden her shirt just flies off. Like, Carl and I looked at each other and we were like, wait, why are there titties? Like, how did this just happen?
So not the girl in the hot tub.
No, but I think I looked her up. I think she's a porn star. I think. I don't want to speak out of turn, but I think she's an adult entertainer in some way, shape, or form.
What character does she play?
She's just one. Like, it's literally like these girls. A group of girls goes to this cabin, and Winnie the Pooh and Piglet attack them. And the kills are... So they actually got fucking CG in this. It's not... doesn't look like a Marvel movie or anything, but I know even the crappiest of CG is still a little bit pricey. So I was surprised to see that in the movie, like a handful of CG elements. But there were some gruesome kills, but it's still very, very bad. It is definitely a what the fuck did I just watch movie. So if you and Dom both have the cock, that's a good one to add to the list.
Well, I know I definitely do.
Trying to see all the actresses in this to pick out the porn star. Seems like there was a lot of hot chicks in this movie.
Well, I actually did go to the theater twice this past week.
Oh?
I saw...
Wait, real quick. I saw this on the Wikipedia page.
What's up?
The budget for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey was $100,000, and the box office was $5.2 million.
Thanks for that information, Jeff.
Yeah, that had not previously made its way onto this podcast.
Okay, I feel dumb now. I think you're being sarcastic.
I mean, Carl, like when we found that information out, Carl was like, is there anything else we can do a similar treatment to? Because she's now all in. She's like, let's fucking make movies. Like, she got a cameo in the movie and was like, that was awesome. She's like, I never had any interest in entertainment, but like being on set was so fucking fun. That was so just like such a thrilling experience. She's like, I see why people get addicted and like pursue careers in this, because that was awesome. That was a really fun night on set. So she was like, wait a second. So they put $100,000 into this movie, made over $5 million theatrically, and then sold the rights to Peacock. Like, that movie stunk. Like, what else can we make like an X-rated Peter Pan or something? Like, what is there?
Did she say that?
No, that was me.
She made a huge jump from becoming a movie making duo to you guys having your own porn studio.
Yeah, a Peter Pan porn. Can I be in it, or is it just Peter Pan North?
I don't know. I would invite you, but you'd probably decline, like you did with John Cooper.
Oh my God! You invited me to one day, and it was a busy day.
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah, everybody's busy on Saturdays.
I don't remember if that was the day. I asked you if you were going to be mad about me not going, and you said you weren't. And here you are bringing me up time and time again. So
it's all right.
How about this?
The being on set, I think I might have made some actual friends. So
fuck,
you don't have to worry about it anymore, Jeff.
What did you need me on set for?
I thought the Puminati would be pumped to see some MSPH cameos in it.
Oh, you wanted me actually in the movie?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know about that.
I didn't. I thought you just wanted me to like hang out.
Oh, you're so full of shit. But
Jesus Christ.
Either way, if the people that made that Winnie the Pooh movie leaned into the silliness a little bit, like, it was bad. But all you had to do was inject some humor into it, not take it so seriously, and that would have been a fucking smash. Like, it's already greenlit for a sequel. So that kind of makes me want to just, all right, if they made that for $100,000, I'm sure they called in favors. They had to have. Because I've talked to some people who worked on $100,000 movies, and I watched it, and I was like, how the fuck did you shoot that? That was gorgeous. How did you get that for $100,000? And they're like, we knew a lot of people that owed favors, so we got some stuff for free. And I was like, all right, that makes sense.
I love that on IMDb, A.A. Milne gets a writer's credit on the movie.
Yeah, I wonder if that's legally binding.
So, I mean, look at these movies this guy has done. It's like a sci-fi channel list of movies. Fire NATO, Dinosaur Hotel 2,
Yeah, dude.
Cur- Curse of Jack Frost, Pterodactyl, Kingdom of the Dinosaurs.
I'm telling you, man. There's a reason these movies keep getting cranked out. People are getting fucking loaded off of them.
Those are producing credits. My apologies.
But anyway, I did go to the theater and saw 10, saw X.
No,
I saw
Carrie
there was-
Wells though. My brothers went and saw that too.
Yeah, no Carrie Ewells, but there was a lot of online chatter about how they finally made another good Saw movie, and how rare it is to get to the 10th installment in a franchise and have it still be good. So I was like, ooh, I got to check this out.
Is there other examples? I can't even remember of like movies getting to 10. Maybe Halloween got to 10 eventually.
I mean, if you count the reboots and stuff, probably. But, I mean, I don't think A Nightmare on Elm Street made it to 10. I guess Friday the 13th did with Jason X in space.
Oh yeah, I can't forget that one.
But, yeah, it doesn't happen often. And the Saw movies are always... They're pretty much just delivery mechanisms for gore and torture porn. So they never really focus too much on the story. And this one, they're kind of doing that whole Fast and the Furious thing. Like, Fast and Furious movies are sort of just finding gaps in the timeline and being like, ooh, we can crowbar in something here. Like, and Fast X, Shuddy Boy, that was how they introduced Jason Momoa as a villain. Was they just... When, like, I think it was it Fast 5 when they steal the safe?
Yes. Yep.
So they just wrote in like, oh yeah, Jason Momoa was in one of those cars in that big chase.
Yeah, where you don't see anybody.
Yeah. So they're just like finding little gaps in the story and retconning it. And they did that with... So Saw 10 takes place between Saw 1 and 2. And Saw 1, I think, came out in 2004. So Tobin Bell, who was already kind of up there in age, has let 2 decades pass. And it's like, ooh, if you want to keep doing that, you're going to have to fucking film these movies like back to back. Because he's getting up there. But the whole storyline was basically like, so the Jigsaw character has cancer, and spoiler alert, he dies very early on in the franchise, I think in the 3rd one or something. And they make it like he finds some cancer treatment thing in Mexico that's like this doctor is like, yeah, we found a way to treat this, and the pharmaceutical industry is trying to chase us down and run us out of business because they're going to lose money if we cure cancer instead of them charging people up the ass to treat it with medicine and stuff. So Jigsaw goes to get this experimental treatment, and they're like, it was a success. You're fine. And then he finds out that they didn't even operate on him, and it was a scam. And they do this. They like set up shop, scam a whole bunch of people out of their life savings, and then just disappear and set up shop in like a different country and rip off a whole new set of people. So obviously, if you rip off Jigsaw, you're in deep fucking shit. And it was kind of cool because Jigsaw was like the main character of the whole movie, and you're like rooting for the guy. You're like, oh my God, a whole organization that takes advantage of terminally ill cancer patients? What fucking scumbags. Yeah, let's see them go through hell. And I kept seeing all these headlines that it has the goriest kill out of any Saw movie. They were sort of giving it the same treatment as Terrifier, where they were like, oh, if you go see this in the theater, bring your barf bag. It's gross. So I was like, ooh, now I'm really enticed. I got to see what's making people barf. And there were, I don't know exactly which one they were talking about, but I have a pretty good idea. But there were 2 that were pretty fucking gross. And it also just makes me think back to when my thumb blew open from getting hit with the baseball, and when my grandma face planted and split her lip open and spit out teeth and was gushing blood all over the place, and I almost fainted from those 2 moments. I was like, if this shit that these people have to do to themselves, they would have passed out like 10 seconds into it. But I guess you have to, if you want buckets of blood and torture porn, you got to suspend a lot of disbelief of these people not passing out as they inflict just insane amount of pain on themselves. But I will say, if you like horror movies, or if you've even given up on the Saw franchise, you only really have to see the first and second. And it was worth it. It was a fucking solid flick.
So good to watch during spooky season, you're saying?
I would say it's good to watch during Halloween season.
Guess everyone would, huh?
Huh?
Yeah, it was good. It was like a 3.75 dicker. I really enjoyed it.
The only things that I've watched have been older horror movies.
Yeah, have you stumbled upon any goodies that you had never seen before?
Day of the Dead, I've never seen.
Oh, the Romero?
The Romero, yeah.
With Bub?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I like Day of the Dead.
And then we watched Tucker and Dale versus Evil, which I know is not really a spooky season movie. It's spooky season adjacent, but that's a good one.
I think horror comedy counts.
Tucker and Dale?
Yeah, I saw that when it first came out.
The Craft.
With Nev Campbell?
With peak Nev Campbell, yes.
And Fairuza Balk. In my
and
early
and the chick from Encino Man.
Oh yeah, Robin
Yep.
Tooney? Robin.
Yep, Robin Tooney.
Yeah.
Robin Looney Tooney.
When I was a teenage fucking goth wannabe with all my typo negative shirts, The Craft was a very bonerific movie.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it in a very long time. So I didn't remember it being such a Mean Girl movie. I definitely remembered it being more witchy, but it was basically Mean Girls with witchcraft, which I'm not complaining about.
One of the things I remember is, I don't know why this scene stuck with me, but they're like driving really fast in a car and she uses her witchy powers to make all the lights turn green.
Yep.
I was just like, ooh, that's a cool power to have. I want that.
Dude, I'm so anti the goth shit and always was. I've never seen The Craft.
I liked it. I mean, I haven't seen it since college.
It's not even really all that gothy. I think Fairuza Balk is the only true goth character in the movie.
Vicky Valancourt?
Yeah. From Waterboy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I had a huge crush on her.
When? Because of The Craft or around that same time?
Yeah. I mean, she was just like a cute, kooky goth chick in so many movies. And, young me trying to be a fucking edgelord, gauging my ears out and going to Hot Topic all the time was just like, oh man, that's my dream girl.
What does she do now? Like, when's the last time she's been in a movie?
I don't know.
I'm going to Google it.
Oh, let's see.
They're going to reroute me to IMDb.
Release date, newest first.
Dude, she's just in TV.
She was
The Craft
in
Legacy in 2020.
She was in the Val Kilmer documentary in archival footage, and she did a Return to Oz documentary.
Interesting. But I did go, Shuddy, to the theater again. With Carl, and saw The Creator. Because a bunch of movies came out that I didn't have a chance to see, so I'm just trying to play catch up right now. And I know it was the same guy that did, I think he's the same guy that did Rogue One, which was my favorite of the spin-off Star Wars movies. And I saw it was getting kind of like lukewarm reviews from critics and stuff, but I have a boner for sci-fi, and I have an even bigger boner for cyberpunk, and this felt a little cyberpunky. It was kind of like a war movie if you incorporated some elements of like Akira, Ghost in the Shell, Blade Runner, Halo. I don't know. I thought it was fucking sick. Critics be damned. I enjoyed it. Visuals were really fucking cool. The special effects were awesome. It's kind of a topical story of like humanity versus AI. Are they with us? Are they against us? Pretty cool action, pretty cool battles. John David Washington kicks ass. Always enjoy seeing him and stuff.
Did it get bad reviews?
Kind of. I don't think it had a very high Rotten Tomato score.
Oh, Jeff doesn't listen to that.
I see the Rotten Tomato score though, because I just Googled the movie and it just shows it like up top. It lists that, IMDb, and Facebook.
Facebook?
Apparently Facebook's opinion matters on the subject. And
Facebook's
that's a new thing
opinion
for me.
matters on 0 subjects. Facebook is just people complaining, posting conspiracy theories, and then falling for the same copy and paste of a paragraph. You do not have my permission to use my Facebook pictures for anything else. Posting this on Facebook absolves me of that and is legally binding. And it's like, how do you fucking morons fall for this every goddamn month? I feel like when I gave up on Facebook like 8 years ago, people were still doing that. Starting on June 1st, Facebook is going to have free reign of all pictures you post. It's like, hey, dummies, when you first signed up and like clicked the little I agree thing, you gave all that shit away ago when you first signed up. Copy and paste paragraphs turn out not legally binding, but it's funny that you fall for it every time. It's very funny. Keep doing it.
Could be legally binding, right? Maybe.
Man, maybe. Who knows? Post it. Find out. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I literally don't even know what you're talking about.
You must not be friends with a lot of older people on Facebook.
Well, not only that, but it's also the conspiracy theorists, like the people that are constantly posting about like flat Earth bullshit or any of the other dumbass conspiracy theory stuff. They always fall for the Facebook did not have my permission to use my blah, 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 blah. And then there are also the ones that constantly get hacked, and it's like a link that says like, I just died. Here's the story about it. It's like, man, you dumb fucks really will fall for anything, huh? But anyway, the creator, if you like sci-fi, cool shit.
Facebook gave it a 4 out of 5. Are you sucking more or less dicks than Facebook?
I'm sucking the same. I'll suck 4 creator dicks.
Oh, wow.
That was some
what if we found out that did you suck dicks for Winnie the Pooh?
Yeah, it was only 1.
Let's see what Facebook does with that one. They're only giving me for that movie. They're only giving me IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes. IMDb is a little colder or less sold on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey than Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes has it as a 3%. IMDb has it 2.9 out of 10. Actually, wait, no, wow. Rotten Tomatoes is way more down on Winnie the Pooh than IMDb now that I think about it. Because move the decimal, my bad. 29% technically is IMDb.
Yeah, because I mean, if you watch the movie and you're just there for kills, there are a couple kills that are gory.
Intense.
Yeah, they're a little gory. I mean, everything surrounding it is way below par, even for the shittiest of horror movies. But, I mean, Rotten Tomatoes is literally just an aggregation of thumbs up or thumbs down, and I can't see that blood being enough for anybody to be like, yeah, thumbs up, watch this.
Disappointing.
Wow.
I thought they were onto something. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah, well, who knew? A Winnie the Pooh slasher movie. Not that great.
Do you think of any public domain things you can monkey paw and make a movie out of?
I mean, what about combining them? Like, if everything is public domain, just fucking create your own multiverse. Like, have Peter Pan get murdered by Winnie the Pooh. I don't know. Let's see. Like, is Popeye in public domain yet? Popeye's got to be fucking old as dirt.
I'm looking at Robin Hood, Zorro, Dracula, Sherlock Holmes, John Carter, Frankenstein's monster, Scarecrow, Dorothy, the Wizard of Oz characters, Hunchback of Notre Dame, King Kong.
You gotta make like an Avengers Endgame.
I know. Like, let's get a Kickstarter going. Puminati, we need to raise $100K, and we're gonna make the most batshit stupid movie ever.
I think you need to update Natty Bumpo for.
I don't think I know what that
market.
is. Natty Bumpo?
He's somebody that James Fenimore Cooper created. Natty Bumpo is a white man who has no Indian blood in him, but has lived so long with them he is caught between the two worlds. Known by the whites as Hawkeye or the Deer Slayer, the Indians call him La Longue Carabine or the Long Rifle.
Yeah, it's a little problematic. I don't think I'm going to touch that one, Shuddy.
Dude, go for it.
Oh, look,
Dude,
it turns out Al Jolson, that's in public domain.
Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox.
So we can get fucking weird.
We can get weird. Captain Nemo.
Captain Nemo. Is that the
From
10,000 Leagues Under the Sea? What is that?
Yeah, but
I was gonna guess Moby Dick.
Isn't it 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea?
Oh, yeah.
Kevin doesn't watch sports.
I mean, looking at the list, there is definitely potential
I mean,
to get really weird. Like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, Moby Dick team up.
they give Moby Dick that serum and he turns into like a gigantic, evil, mutated monster whale.
Yeah.
I mean, the biggest thing that Disney is just scrambling to do is to protect Mickey Mouse when that becomes public domain. Let me see if they have the exact date of that yet. Mickey Mouse entering public domain.
Oh, like it's already gonna be there.
January. 3
I just
months.
don't believe that's gonna happen.
I know, but like, how is Disney? I mean, they're insanely powerful. If anybody can do it, it's Disney. But like, how do you fucking stop this? You have to like majorly change copyright laws.
Yeah, and that's what Disney will do between now and January.
I think you should start getting your treatment ready, Kevin, for your porn Mickey Mouse parody.
And never get hired by anything Disney related. I mean, Disney's going to own everything someday. Maybe that's a hornet's nest I do not kick.
Supposedly they're shitting the bed, and like ESPN has lost them money. Most like they lose hundreds of millions of dollars every month on Disney Plus. I mean, I know they're a big company, but there's only so many hundreds of millions of dollars a month you can lose before it's like, well, we're not so big anymore.
I'm seeing something.
I'm looking
here.
at the.
What did you find, Shuddy?
I'm just looking at this article on ScreenCrush.com of characters in the public domain. And for Frankenstein, they have this really nice black and white photo, but it's of the scene by the pond in Monster Squad. So it's not even a black and white. They've just taken a still from Monster Squad and black and whited it.
Is it with Frankenstein and Phoebe the Phoebe?
Yeah, where he gives Phoebe the flowers and when she's holding them with her stuffed animal.
God, I love that movie.
It's so good. That's on the list for. That's on the. I have an app on my phone of that's a spin wheel that I have all the horror movies for spooky season on.
I mean,
And Monster
I
Squad is
already
on
watched it
there.
for this year because I got that beautiful, beautiful Blu-ray. All right, so this article is saying that some lawyer is claiming Disney is not going to lose the rights to Mickey Mouse.
Well, technically, everyone will have the rights to Mickey Mouse. Isn't that
Yeah,
the point?
they'll never actually lose it.
Yeah.
Okay. So this says Steamboat Willie is going to enter the public domain. Mickey Mouse is potentially safe forever. And then they're also stating that even Steamboat Willie could be safe from general use, like some goofy chucklehead making a slasher movie with Steamboat Willie. So I don't fucking know. Who knows? I guess we'll all find out together in January. That'll be the true test.
It looks like Felix the Cat is in public domain also.
I don't really know anything about Felix the Cat. Is that
I don't know half the shit you guys have said. Like Steamboat Willie? Who the fuck is that?
Steamboat Willie was the first cartoon to feature Mickey Mouse.
It's something I'll have to remember for our next Trivial Pursuit battle.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I feel like Mickey Mouse probably is going to be safe. I can't imagine that getting turned over to the public. But I also don't, I don't understand copyright law. Maybe they are just truly fucked.
I think everyone's rooting for that. I know I am. I would love to see a fucking. I mean, I don't know if I'll actually watch it, but if they had like a Mickey Mouse, I guess it would just have to be like a. I think the Winnie the Pooh slasher movie is like the best way to fuck up like a public domain thing, right? And have it still be mainstream. I mean, obviously you do a Mickey Mouse porn, but I'm sure they've already done that.
Yeah, and they always
Right?
just be like, like not Scooby-Doo, the XXX parody. They always like skirt it by just throwing those words in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. Like honestly, they've really. And are you even into horror all that much, Jeff?
No.
Because I know Bill and Cheech are.
Yeah, they got a whole like 60 movie spooky season, Halloween season like list that they're checking off. Maybe not. I don't know if it goes 60 deep, but there's definitely double feature nights here in the Clark household where I go back to my room and listen to sports podcasts. I get kicked out of the living room for horror movies.
Man, you really are a sports fucking junkie, huh?
I really am. That's why I have no friends and I'm single. I have a few friends. got a couple.
Because I was thinking about it. Like, there's so many things that, like, you just can't do because you have to watch sports. And, like, I can't think of anything that would take the place of sports. Like, nothing MSPH related is superseding watching sports. Is anything family related?
I would. No, MSPH has a much better chance of superseding sports than my family. I actually didn't watch college football during my brother's girlfriend's 30th birthday party. That was tough, but I managed.
You weren't like, because I remember any character that was Jeff-like in an 80s movie, and they had to go to a party where sports were happening, they would bring one of those miniature TVs with an antenna and be glued to that.
Yeah.
You didn't have like a hidden like get the world's smallest Bluetooth and listen to a live audio feed?
I probably would have had on my phone, on my YouTube TV on my phone, but my phone battery is completely fucked. Like I have to get a new phone shortly, so I can't even really watch movies on my phone. sucks. But yeah, no, like sports is probably the most important thing in my life, unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. I'm down to record an MSPH during sports if need be.
Because then you could have it on silent, right? Because we've been there before. We're in the middle of a show,
that.
and Jeff will just be like, "Oh."
Yeah, yeah, I would. I mean, I would be monitoring it. I'll tell you that. Oh, I have a big screen right here, and
Yeah.
if we had to record on Football Sunday, the YouTube TV now has a multi-view where I can watch 4 games at once. I'd make it work.
Would you judge me if
Probably.
video games took the same priority? Like, if I missed out on a big group gathering because I had to stay home and play video games, would you be like,
Oh, ah,
or would you be like,
yep, I get it.
because that is a wedgeable offense. Like, even the tiniest little thing, if you were like, no, I can't do it because I have to play video games, like, you would just get eviscerated.
Probably, yeah. That'd be a controversial thing.
Yeah, but sports kind of gets a pass.
I mean, does it?
And it's
I feel like
literally
I'm in the middle of getting a wedgie. I feel like I'm getting wedgied right now.
I mean, it is kind of nerdy, but like, I feel like people never really break it down in that way, you know? Like, people are just straight. I've known a lot people that are just straight up sports junkies where, like, you know, I would love to go on this once of a lifetime thing, but I have to stay and watch a football game at home. And it's like we're now in the days of technology where you could record a game and watch it later. Just like
I don't think I could go on a vacation during football season. I don't. Not right now.
Like, if I told Carl that, like, you know, I just bought Final Fantasy 16. If she was like, "Hey, we're going to go out for drinks this weekend with my friends." And I was like, "Sorry, I have to play Final Fantasy." She would be like, "You're a giant pussy."
Well, absolutely. And if I had a Carl, she would probably call me a giant pussy for skipping on something for sports. But that's why I don't have a Carl. that's pretty much exactly why I don't have a Carl, is because I don't want to, like, I don't want to chop my life up or split my life among sports and or like what I like to do in a woman. So, like, if she's not down to, like, make room for sports, then
like, sports wins. Sports clearly wins over sex
all the time. No. Yeah.
I love that you turned into Jeff Otron for that answer.
Yep. Nobody knows what you really answered. Maybe you're okay with sports trumping sex.
I'm down. Turn off the TV.
Man, it's really getting you at the funniest of times.
Scraggle, graggle, broggle, broggle.
Unfucking believable.
Hey, you're back.
You want to try that again?
I would turn off the TV during sex.
How manly of you.
Yeah, how gentlemanly of me, actually.
Yeah, you're a true romantic, Jeff. I never realized that.
Yeah, I've watched a couple porns where the girl just starts blowing the guy while I was watching the game, and then he turns off the TV, and it's like, wow, the discipline of that guy.
Yeah, I mean, there is that joke about, like, what is it? Is like Canadians only have sex doggy style so they can both watch hockey?
Is that a joke? That is a good one.
I remember hearing something about that back in the day. Yeah.
I've never heard that before. Man. Yeah, if that's the case. That's a great idea. Actually, I'm gonna start using that next time I have sex. Who knows?
Oh, man. Well, it appears we've come to the end of another grand adventure together, my friends. But hey, it doesn't have to end here. I can't stress enough how awesome patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour is.
Yeah, it's great. The greatest.
I mean, you get an extra bonus podcast every week. There's 3 seasons of Crafter Jeff Shuddy Edition available. And then if you bump up to
books.
If you bump up to the $10 tier, you also get Supermarket Queefs. Queef or no queef. What the fuck did I just watch with Shuddy and Dom? Jeff's Snack Attacks. Jeff's Between Two Flushes. You also get Kevin's Nerd Hole. There's other stuff. 60 Seconds with
Kevin's
Kevin.
unnamed show.
Kevin's unnamed show?
Isn't that... Didn't you have... I saw notifications that you had something called Kevin's Unnamed Show.
Oh, wow. I don't even remember that. Weird. Hey, that's there.
There's some footage of you on set of your first movie, your directorial debut.
I don't think there is.
Oh, wait.
But there's a John Cooper movie diaries up there.
That's what I meant.
Yeah. I did. You know what? I wanted to film some stuff on set, but honestly, it was so hectic that I never even got a chance to.
Yeah, I know. I realized it was pretty hectic for you on movie set, and you weren't going to be able to hang out with friends if they were to come and just chill. So I don't know.
So apparently Kevin's new unnamed show is what transformed into Nerd Hole. That's what like the first couple episodes of it are called.
Wow. I gotta go back.
I thought you posted something new. That shows how frequently I check out all the posts on Patreon. I just saw a notification. I was like, oh, Kevin's got something new, and it's Super Mario Brother Maker 2.
Oh, boy. I completely forgot about that. Well, anyway, that's all there. Patreon.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. It helps keeps us afloat and gets you tons and tons of extra bonus content. And if you would like to see us on YouTube, I don't know why, but it's there. YouTube.com.
Because we're good-looking fellows. That's why.
Speak for yourself, Shuddy.
Yeah, you can watch.
Well, I mean, I make you both prettier, so.
I'm a soft 3. We all know it.
You're a flaccid 3. But yeah, youtube.com/Mad Scientist Party Hour. And you can also follow us on Instagram. I'm at Kevin Kraft.
At Shuddy Boy.
At Jeffro Records.
And at MSPH Podcast. And also at John Cooper Movie. If we can get that above 2,000 follows in the next coming weeks, that would be a really fucking cool look. So please and thank you. What's up, Shuddy?
Cut him off, Kevin. Cut him off. Don't let him talk.
What's worse, that as far as looks, that Jeff's a flaccid 3, or when it comes to penis size, he's only a hard 3?
Oh, here we go. I knew it was going there. I knew I couldn't just drop the soft 3 comment and move on.
Well, we're glad you did. And hey, speaking of Jeff, the Flaccid 3 podcast. Oh, wait, no. It's Outkick Bets with Jeff Clark.
I'll tell you what, it was a flaccid week, NFL Week 5 for me. I'll tell you that. Fucking got my brains kicked in. Actually, I didn't do so bad in the podcast. It was 3-2 in the podcast, but personally, it was a fucking horror show. But yeah, check out Outkick Bets. I'm going to do an NBA Eastern Conference preview this week, preview NFL Week 6, hit the Western Conference in the NBA next week. Obviously, Week 7 will be in the NFL next week as well. So just doing weekly betting podcasts for your, hopefully, that'll help you profit betting sports, whether you fade or follow me.
Well, at least you had the wherewithal to know which bets to include in the podcast and which ones to keep to yourself for your personal betting that gave you the spanking you got. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. If you listen to my advice in the podcast, you would have made money. Apparently I should too.
Yeah, you should listen to yourself. Stop being such a stupid jerk off.
Well said. Yeah.
All right, everybody. Thanks again for listening. But until next time, something.